Yeah, that was Balsagoth doing their song called the Imperial Lexicon. That's off the Power Cosmic CD. Figured I had to play that song just because, you know, the lexicon. It's not a leprechaun, man. The lexicon, the dictionary, our files for words and their meanings. Doesn't seem like anybody cares about that anymore. I mean, you see people walking down the street talking about ejaculation. What the hell, man? All it means is somebody to utter suddenly, unexpectedly, and somebody gets a hold of that word and screws it up, makes it, you know, moves it over to something that people consider dirty. I don't know what's dirty about it in either sense, but I mean, hey, now you can't even use the word anymore. One thing that we've got that makes us human and separates us from the other animals is our ability to communicate so vastly. And people want to screw that up. You know, words have meaning. And if you actually delve into that meaning when you use them, you're going to be a little more human. Yet everybody wants to screw it up. They're more concerned about microchips and things. What good is a microchip if you can't tell anybody how to use it? Soon enough, we're not going to have any words that we can use anymore because they're all considered, you know, dirty by the Miller Act, Miller versus California, 1974 or something like that. Ish kabibble. I should worry.
Every Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. on 90.5 KS.
Hey, I came up with an idea for a weight loss contract. See all these people starving on TV? Just send $12 a month. Yeah, we're going to save the world with $12 a month. If we really cared that much about other people, we would all send $12 a month to our government until we were out of debt, you know? Then we could crush every other country, be the imperial reign, you know? But no, nobody really cares. So why should we bother? I mean, the way I figure it, if you really want to help those other people and help yourself at the same time, you're overweight, just send, you know, every time you're feeling a little bit hungry and you know that you're eating more in a day than you need to, take that money that you'd spend on that food, buy a pack of smokes instead. You know, what the heck? Yeah. I mean, it's an appetite suppressant, right? Buy a pack of smokes, sit there and smoke and choke cigarettes all day until you lose weight, you know, and send all that extra money. We could get the government to step in. The government likes to be into everything we do. Sign a contract. See, like 36 months. Every year you send $12 every month. What is that every year? $144 a year. That's not bad, really. Pretty soon you're losing weight. Those other countries, they're getting in shape. You know, all right. The benevolence of humanity pulls through. Next thing, you know, these people are picking up guns and they're in pretty good shape now, so they come and take over our country. Might as well give the whole damn thing to them. We're so concerned, right? Move them into Montana. There's all kinds of property there. I mean, hey, and the thing is, they won't be used to those winters anyway. Snow, what the hell is this? They're way up and elevated. Of course, they won't be talking like that. Oh, you know, I don't know. I don't speak the language. But they'll be up there freezing. It'll be a natural population control thing, you know. But, yeah, what the heck? Pretty soon we can start sending them insulation, too, so they can insulate their huts. You know, they'll be building little huts up there anyway. Just insulate them. Got to make them more comfortable, right? Yeah, all right, that was Emperor. Curse you all men. That's off 9 Equilibrium. And we heard Dismember in there doing a song off the Hate Campaign. I'd have to guess that song was called Enslaved to Bitterness. Yes, that's right. I don't feel like I'm enslaved to bitterness. I feel like I've been freed by it, you know? I mean, hell, this may have nothing to do. I was talking about getting on a contract with the government for the weight loss program and you send all the extra money to the hungry people. Well, I saw a damn commercial on TV last week for Mazda. And they're having this nice car driving down the road, ooh, driving like hell, you know, down around those curves. That's what it's made for, but you're not allowed to do it. But one of the things they said was dramatically lower your monthly payments. They got some sort of plan to dramatically lower your monthly payments. So they admit that they're, going out of their way to charge us outrageous prices for their stuff. They're like, yeah, okay, if you'll pay it, go ahead, but, we can get you a deal to lower your payments. You don't think they're going to be giving you something for less if they're not going to make any money for it, do you? So they're just jacking us. Everybody's jacking us, Lower your monthly payment so you can take that extra money you save every month, split it between your kids and those hungry kids somewhere else, and everybody will be happy. Everybody's talking about how happy they are until people stand up in arms and wage war on us. Why not? We're the Antichrist, Satan's lovers and all that stuff. Yeah! 90.5 up from KSJS, San Jose. Yeah. Those Winter doing their song called Oppression, Freedom. That's the reprise also. So there's tracks 1 and 2 off Winter, Into Darkness. They kind of serve each other. Yeah. My name's Judas. This is Dawn of Betrayal. On Ground Zero Radio, I guess that's our new logo. What do you call it? Yeah. So there. What else? Hey, this is pretty exciting. I'm supposed to talk about my show. Gotta enunciate, man. I decided to look on the ksjs.org thing right here. And I'm the featured DJ of the week. I can't believe it. I didn't think it would ever happen. Nobody ever wrote me a congratulatory note or anything. Just boom, there it is. So if you want to revel in the, glory, you can look up on www.ksjs.org, and there I am. There's a little picture up in the right, and you click that, and it's got my webpage profile thing, and you can learn a little bit more about me. Isn't that exciting? All these years, I've been struggling so hard to be the featured DJ of the week. My mom said, it can't be done. I said, I'll do it. And, I've done it. And she's lived to see it. That's the misery that becomes her. Hey, this is Cradle of Filth. Souls of Black. Yes, that's right, that's Testament. Name of the song, name of the CD, all that exciting stuff there. Now you don't have to wonder anymore. Before that we heard, Cradle of Filth was in there doing Dawn of Eternity off the Pandemonian CD. Well, actually that's the CD supporting that. But it's from the Cradle to Enslave EP. Pretty exciting, brand new stuff. And, you gotta listen to this every once in a while.
Hi, this is Cruiser Michelangelo with the morning.
The people at Business Resource Group would like to encourage all students in the community to stay in school, complete your education, and graduate. Technology is making knowledge more accessible to everyone, but learning to use what is available will be the key to opening the doors of opportunity. Business Resource Group encourages listeners to invest your time wisely now by staying in school or continuing your education. When your future arrives, you'll be glad you did. Yeah, and the way I see it, really, this is the reason I'm here. I figure I'm going to do something really stupid in my life. And it always comes in handy to have a degree. What the heck? I mean, say you're out there in Washington, D.C. one day, you make your wick because they run you out of California. You're just some crazy bum cruising along, hobo, taking the trains, That's pretty exciting. Take a train somewhere. Just jump on it. Almost lost my leg getting on a train one time down there by, what is it? It's on 1st Street near, I don't know, St. John or some stuff where the train rolls through town every night kind of slowly. You're half drunk running, run and jump on the train and cruise along with it for a while before you jump back off. But I was running and jumped up, grabbed a hold of the little ladder thing, how they do, and there goes my leg. Whoop! Slides under the train a little bit, but I got out of there, and climbed up on it. And I figured that's the way people lose their legs. But say you're in Washington, D.C. or New York. Say Hillary Clinton gets elected to the Senate in New York, and you're hanging out there, and you're just like, slowly getting crazier and crazier. And one day you see her out there, smiling to the people, shaking hands with the homeless, showing how loving and benevolent she is, and you decide you want to kill her. I mean, hey, she's not the president or anything. I think I'm allowed to say I'm going to kill Hillary Clinton as long as it's not the president. Isn't that right? Not saying I'm gonna, but I know I always used to see on those sitcoms when I was a kid that if you say you're going to kill the president, they'll come and lock you up. I didn't say that at all. But I mean, what about his wife? What's she doing, really, but causing problems for him? He's trying to have a good time, and she's constantly there. My God, I should have never married the woman. He thought he was going to need her when he got old and retired. He figured he'd need all her cash, so he married her. Next thing you know, he becomes president. He's like, I don't want her around anymore. I mean, hell, once you're president, you're set, right? But at least if you go out there and you kill somebody like Hillary Clinton, you lose your mind and you kill somebody, they don't say, oh, he was just some bum. They look and they say, oh, he had a degree. And then they really start to consider what this country's coming to when people with degrees are killing people. I mean, that's why you want to stay in school. At least you look halfway decent. And when you're on the news and in court, you can sound educated when you're arguing your story or just telling stories. I mean, hey, it's pretty cool to use big words, right? What? Seventh son of a seventh son. That's Iron Maiden do their song. That happens to be the title track off that CD. Seventh son of a seventh son. My Uncle Raymond was the seventh son. He went and had a couple kids adopted. I mean, I called him and asked him. I said, hey, man, did you know you're the seventh son? And he said, oh, well, and he tried to avoid the topic, and I'm like, Jesus, why are you adopting kids? He should have been running around the country. Hell, if I were the seventh son of a seventh son, I'd be running around the damn planet, trying to struggle out another kid, a seventh son. It's just an experiment, really. You gotta know. I mean, hey.
Hi, this is Linda Blair. You remember me from The Exorcist. Don't compel you.
Celluloid Dreams, Mondays at 5 p.m.
Hey, keep it down over there. Before that, we heard Somnus doing their song Forever the Serpent off the CD Awakening the Crown. Yeah. Isn't that nice? So, if you've ever listened to me more than once, and that other time happened to be about a month or so ago, you remember me talking about how I must be sticking around here too long because I'm running out of new faces. I'm starting to see twins for everybody I know. And I thought that was all right up until about the point last week when I was walking on campus after my show, I'm just walking around, hey, what's going on? You know, trying to avoid people so I don't bother them. And it just got darker in here somehow. But so I'm walking along, and if you are around this campus at all, you may notice this big dude. He's squat. I don't know if you ever remember that He-Man cartoon not too long ago with that Ram Man character, squat guy with a flat head. That's what this guy reminds me of. He's just like, ugh. You know, he's pretty built. He looks like the kind of guy that, like at night, after it gets dark, he goes to some place, maybe downtown, maybe a government agency or something, I don't know. But he looks like he'd climb up in the attic and hold the rafters up for about 8 hours. His calves are huge, he's got big thighs, his arms, well, he looks like he's getting kind of flabby, but that's age, you know? But he's got this really ugly hair and this awful makeup, and he wears a dress all the time, and he carries a purse, and he walks with his arm out like that. And he's just a really frightening-looking character, and I've been seeing him for about 3-4 years now, and finally I was walking, I said, hey, man, I said, you got to tell me something. He said, what? He sounded like a construction worker or somebody that works in the sewers or some big tough-sounding dude. And I said, what's your story? And he says, I've always been like this. And he kind of smiled and just, you know, he didn't seem like he was gay or anything. He didn't seem like, I don't know, he seemed like a normal guy for the most part, because he doesn't ever talk to anybody. I had to talk to him. And, yeah, he's just some big, scary-looking guy who wears women's clothes. I guess he's been doing it for years. I don't know why he does it around here. Maybe he thinks he's going to get on the radio one day. Who knows? Maybe your future holds an interview with that big, crazy character downtown. But the thing is, it's bad enough I'm starting to see twins for all the people that I know. But later that day, I saw this woman, and she had the same crazy hair and the same awful makeup, just packed on, just really bad job, you know? And I saw her from across the way, and she had pants on, like a pantsuit, and I thought she was that guy. I said, dude, he must have gone and changed, you know, he's getting ready for a job interview or something. But as I got closer, I realized this was just some woman that didn't know how to dress or put on her makeup, man. So now, I'm seeing twins for the people I know, and I'm seeing twins for the crazies and the maniacs. I don't know. What's that mean? I'm running out of time, man. People are going to be ganging up on me. I'm like, yeah, I'll meet you Tuesday. I'll show up to meet this person, and it won't be them. It'll be their crazy twin. I mean, what the heck? What's going to happen? I don't know. None of this really makes any sense, does it? That's not anything to be concerned about. But, yeah. All I want you to know is that there's some new Crowbar out, and I'm going to play it right now. Hey, if you want to win tickets to some movie called Black and White, at the AMC Mercado, it's Tuesday, April 4th at 7:30 p.m. You got to be 17 or older. It's rated R, a comedic look at sex, race, and hip-hop in Manhattan at the dawn of the 21st century. 924 KSJS San Jose. Give me a call. Ground Zero Radio. All right. Congratulations to George. He's going to see that movie Black and White. There you go. And, let's see, in there we heard, well, I suppose we just heard Crowbar. No. I don't know what the hell, yeah, I guess that was it. Crowbar doing their song, I Feel the Burning Sun, off their new Equilibrium CD. Congratulations to Crowbar, you're still dragging it on, man. All right. That Beavis and Butthead appearance really opened it up for him, I'm telling you. But, yeah, here, go ahead and listen to this.
More than 50 children in Marin County are looking for a big brother or big sister. You can...
The staff and management of Alcatraz Supply Company reminds all of our listeners that the need for a secure blood supply is greater now than ever. Now's the time to give blood at the nearest American Red Cross or Bloodmobile location. Your contribution may help save the next person's life. For information on donating blood or for Bloodmobile locations, you can call 1-800-GIVE-LIFE. You got it. This message is brought to you by Alcatraz Supply Company in San Jose on the air because they care about our community. I'm telling you what, man, if they really want all that blood, all they got to do is refit all these damn street sweepers that are supposed to be driving down the road every night, sweeping the streets. There's still trash everywhere. But I'm telling you, if they were to refit it with some mopping device and just squelch all that blood they pick up off the streets in the bad city neighborhoods, they can just bottle it and send it in. None of that awful discomfort that comes with getting stuck. I'm telling you what, man. I mean, I know there are a lot of sadists out there that want to get stuck just so they can help that they're feel like they're helping people out. But I mean, hell, it's not supposed to be about pleasure. It's supposed to be about helping people. 90.5 FM KSJS San Jose. You're listening to Judas. This is Dawn on Betrayal. And if you're ready, you're now at war with Satan.
Feared by the masses, the true biblical prophecy of Armageddon, at war with Satan. The message forward.
The true biblical prophecy at war with Satan. Yeah, all right. Nothing like it, except in the fact it's all coming to an end, man. I wouldn't even bother going to work if I were, what is it, 8:23? You're about 37 minutes away from work. You're going to spend your last couple minutes hanging out with people you don't even like? I mean, what is that? Most places you work, you can't stand anybody around you. I don't know. Does everybody suck that bad? Well, that's the song you heard right there anyway. Let's go ahead and listen to this and we'll get on with it.
Hi, everybody. My name is Archimedes. I do make...
Hey, spring break is coming soon. Well, it's here. And with it comes a chance to unwind and enjoy some time off. Samsung Semiconductor reminds listeners that drinking responsibly is part of any good celebration. So if any alcohol is part of your plans, designate a sober driver or call a cab. Or get a free ride in a real police car. Yeah, if a friend has one too many, remember that the best favor you can do for them and the rest of us is to take their keys and help them get home safely. Brought to you by the people at Samsung Semiconductor, wishing you a happy and safe spring break. Thanks, Samsung. Yeah. Telling you what, man, I didn't even know it was spring break coming up till Thursday. I guess I should go to class more often, huh? I'm sitting there in class and the guy's saying, all right, for all you people that showed up, here's your treat. You know, you don't have to have this due until Thursday instead of Tuesday. Everybody else left on spring break early, you know. They don't have this special knowledge. You know, all right. And I looked at the girl next to me. I said, spring break is next week? And she was like, yeah. I said, all right, get some time off. But, yeah, I really only showed up to pick up an exam. Telling you what, you got to show up for exams. Those are the only times I get any points, man. And it's so easy. You got these people, what is this? I go and do an exam not knowing what the hell's going on. But it's like an IQ test to me. They got all these short answers and the guy knocked all the multiple choice off, so there goes half of my, what do you call it, benefits. But so, I get this exam back, it's like an IQ test, I passed, you know? And the better thing about that is on the curve, I did better than most of the people. I got like a B, B minus. I'm like, all right. Went in there not knowing anything. You get questions, I'm telling you, all you really have to do is answer with a crap load of hypotheses. I'm the master of hypothesis, I think, because there's a question on here. There's like this crazy drawing with satellites spinning around the squiggly line and the Earth's surface. It's all labeled, but I don't know what any of it is. And it says, why does the sea surface differ from the reference spheroid? And I was just like, I have no idea. So all you do is you fill them full of crap. I wrote, the reference spheroid acts as a mean to relate standard deviations of the sea surface. I just took a couple words that I heard in another class and wrote it down, and I get full points. Isn't that great? I'm telling you, I don't even need to be here. Why are they wasting my time? So as a result, I come out looking like a genius. Girl next to me, she was all steady and everything. Did better than her. Hell, the guy didn't even expect me there, I think, because when he passed out the exams, he stops next to our table, and he's going through and pulling out people's exams, giving them to him as he was walking away. He hadn't handed me one. And he looks at me, and it's amazing how when you only show up a couple times, they know who we are anyway. And he looks at me as he's walking away, and he says, I didn't get one of these for you, correct, Judas? And I looked, I said, why, you should have one. And he looks back and he says, oh, yeah, here it is. And he's handing it to me, and he says, here, let me make sure I wrote down a score. So he looks on the back just to see what I got for a score. He goes, oh. He was, I don't know if that's a pleasant surprise or not. I think he was hoping I'd fail the thing, but I'm like, yeah, knucklehead. But, and then I'm standing out there trying to smoke my cigarette just now. I listen to that At War with Satan song in my head. I hear it all the time, so I pretty much listen to it out there. And there are workers out there, there are people tearing things up on campus, man. And there's that Walquist library that I'd heard rumors they were going to implode it. So I went and asked one of the guys in the hard hats. Hardhead. Yeah. I said, hey, man, they're going to implode this thing? I heard they were. He says, no, it says specifically in their contract they can't implode it, so they're going to bring in a wrecking ball. He's swinging wrecking balls down here, except should be down here. Balls to the wall! You know, whatever the hell. But, I'm going over there trying to sit on my perch. There's a little rail out here. Right near Jazzland there's a handicap ramp that comes up, and you push that button, and it opens the door. People walk in. And I go to, there's like a rail right there for people that are like, really struggling to get up that ramp. They can grab a hold of it and pull themselves up. I just sit on it and smoke cigarettes. They ripped it out. I mean, I'm convinced they're doing things just to make my life less exciting. Just take my fun away. Because now they're making people suffer even more. Just so I can't have a little bit of pleasure. Maybe it's because I'm sitting on the thing all the time they took it out, but I don't know. I don't think I'm getting in anybody's way. I figure if somebody's trying to get up there in a wheelchair or they're on crutches or a cane or something, and they're trying to grab a hold of that rail and I'm standing in the way, I can just jump down and grab them by the leg and drag them into the building. I won't even have to push that handicap button. Everybody's always pushing the handicap button so they can get in. It's magic. It opens the door for me. You lazy sap, just grab a hold of it and lean back. It opens up just as easy. Figure if I were dragging people in and they didn't have to use that button all the time, we could save that energy for their electric wheelchairs, you know? But no. Everybody walking always pushes that button. I can see it if you're handicapped or something, but lazy saps out here walking around, playing soccer on the weekends. I really need to push this button. What? Knuckleheads. San Jose. Hey, we just heard Morbid Angel doing their song called Caesar's Palace. That's off the Domination CD. Narcolepsy did their song called Masturbating with the Hands of God. There's a 93 to 97 comp that they just released. Got a bunch of their music on it, I guess, so there's that. Pleasure. Yeah. And they're taking it away from us in the form of hatred towards polygamy. I'm telling you what, man. It's women in the government. Nothing against women. Love them. But, they're letting the government get into their heads, and they're kind of screwing up our ability to just, live as animals and have sex and move on. Get a job, get a house, get a car. Yeah, why don't you get a life? But, it's like we've let the government seep into our mindsets and influence our actions, man. And women and the government, they're each demonstrating to us what we find important enough to develop rules, laws, controlling our, everyday activities. Yeah, they're strong-arming our pleasure, man. I mean, the government, what? They legalize alcohol and take away marijuana. And that's something that just grows, You could be stuck in a grass fire or something and get high. I mean, that's an act of God. You're going to have alcohol, you're going to have to let it brew in a pit for some time before you start sludging it out. I don't know which is more appealing, but I think it'd be better to get trapped in a grass fire. I don't know as far as feeling clean about what I'm doing. But, that's the government. Women, I don't know. It's like as far as pleasure goes, sex is the most effective method for receiving pleasure. Even if you have nothing else in the world other than yourself. Say you and some strange woman fall down separate manholes across the city. Neither of you have any booze or drugs. Yeah, and in the course of an afternoon wading through the filth, you come across each other. Eventually, in both manners of speaking. But so even with nothing else, see, you can still obtain vast pleasure. I know there's the argument that sex is better if you love your partner, and that may be true for any of you ladies who may be listening. But as men, some anthropologists believe a long time ago we used to just cruise along, have sex with strange women, and hit the trail, never looking back. We weren't even aware we had anything to do with reproduction. Soon after that, we figured that one out. We began a quest to protect our genetics and started claiming women so we could keep an eye on them, You don't want to be putting your ass on the line protecting the genetic interests of some other knucklehead from man and beast. I mean, those were good times for population control. And the women enjoyed the benefits of having a man around to protect her genetic interests. I'm telling you what, man, it became a need. Love as a derivative of greed. It's the root of the world as we know it, along with beer, Settling down, taking care of your interests, and beer. The Egyptians came up with that one, settled civilization, they say. But, I don't know. Now, women are saying stuff like, well, if you can't satisfy me. I don't know. It's like a myth. They're talking about him being a three-pump chump. And he's not going to be able to take care of anybody else. Why should he be able to run around and have sex with everybody if he's not doing them right? But, I mean, there's a thing called the Coolidge effect. They've done studies. They find that if they take this hamster and it has sex with one hamster, and it's just laying around, oh, my God, I think I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. And it's getting ready to crash out. And they take that hamster out of there that it had sex with and throw in another one. He's like, hey, all right. And he gets right back to work. Thrown in there, and they just go on and on and on. It's because it's a new stimulant, It's not the same thing day in, day out. So I figure that's where the threesome comes in, where all these guys want to be with a couple women because there's, you know, extrasensory rejuvenation, I suppose. I don't know. But there's a Coolidge effect. Now we're going through our lives every day fighting nature with a sociopathic resurgent atavism. Yeah, threatening to tear itself out of the shadows of our past and burn it all down. Jung would have something to say about that. You can't understand me, can you? I'm mumbling. Yeah, he would have something to say about that. But in conclusion, someplace in our evolution, we made some bad decisions, took a few wrong paths, because I don't think we're in the right place. I figure it was about the point we began to fear our own mortality, the genesis of the realization that a day would come and the thinking individual would be nevermore. So to make ourselves feel better, we invented religion and settled down. So, if you're on spring break, even if you're with your wife someplace, you're on vacation, just go have a bunch of sex. What the heck? You're going to die anyway, right? Might as well die of some horrible disease that eats you from the inside out. Get black syphilis, huh? Why not get something like that? I mean, I don't know, Al Capone died of syphilis, and everybody remembers him. That's a good way to become famous. You could rot in prison. Better yet, you could go take a trip to Alcatraz Island on one of our tours in the Zodiac. Bop, 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 shooting people along the way, you know, on an outboard motor. Take you out to Alcatraz, and we'll dump you off in a cell there and let you starve to death. One day somebody will find you. They'll say, this guy was out in that thing for 13 days, and he died. And you'll be famous. Isn't that wonderful? So you see what I'm saying? Love is just a perverted twist on the idea of greed. You know, everybody's talking greed. It's innately human. So that's all it is. I mean, it's like love. There's this strong feeling inside, this urge to keep somebody around you all the time. It's so they can protect your genetics. That's all I was trying to say, really. Hey, Angel of Death, I just threw that on because Dawn called, and she wanted to hear it. Regular listener, thanks, Dawn. This spring... God, I'm chewing my tongue in here, man. This spring, Trend Micro congratulates all students and reminds listeners not to drink and drive. If you're attending a prom or graduation celebration that includes alcohol, make sure someone in the group stays sober so that everyone gets home safely. And if someone has one too many, take their keys or call them a cab. Your concern could save their life. Brought to you by Trend Micro, an antivirus software company, wishing our listeners a safe spring and a bright future. For information, you can visit their website at antivirus.com. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just play some music because I'm running so far behind. Hey, this is New Deceased. Time to wake up, man. You're listening to 90.5 FM KSJS San Jose. Ground Zero Radio. It's 9:01. Yeah, if you're waking up right now, call in sick, because you're not going to make it. Yeah. Hey, that was Satanic Slaughter doing their song called On Black Wings. That's off the self-titled CD. And before that, we heard, oh, yeah, all kinds of stuff. Becoming Violence. There was I Hate God in there. Their song called The Story of the Eye.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. That was off the Southern Discomfort CD. And, geez, we heard Antagony, Soil Work. I guess I should say, The Story of the Eye, right? I mean, might as well tell you what the hell. I got an eye on my hand. I got this tattoo of an eye. And it was like, I saw a movie when I was a kid this old Sinbad movie when I was like 11 years old or something like that. Just a little kid, you know. And there was this old wench in there, in this cave, and she had this eyeball on her hand, and she could tell the future and things like that. I was like, wow, if I ever get a tattoo, I want to get an eye on my hand. And so years later, I'm sitting around doing nothing really, and my roommate comes in and says, hey man, I'm getting ready to go get married. I'm going to the tattoo shop, one last act of defiance, all right? I said, oh yeah, okay. You want to go? I said, all right. So I went down there with him, and I got this damn eye on my hand. I was just sitting there, you know, and I figured I'm in a parlor. What the hell? I might as well get it done. So I got this eye on my hand. And it's been a lot of fun. And there was this one time where I was in the bar with another roommate of mine, and I vaguely remember just as I was getting drunker and drunker, and he said that I was jumping up and down like trying to get some attention of some woman across the bar, waving my arms like I was in an emergency situation or something. And she goes, oh, and she comes over, and she just comes up. He said she was like really happy to see me and everything. She's just coming up, hi, how are you? And I said, meet the evil eye. And I put my eye out there for her to see, and she was like, and he said she just kind of left. And I said, oh, really? And he says, yeah, that's all right. She was ugly anyway. So I guess it works out in the end. And there's the story of the eye. Later that night, I happened to be eating one of those 2-pound burritos. It's the El Gordo from Poncheros back there in East Lansing, Michigan. I ate like 1 pound of it and took the other in the car with me. We're driving down the freeway, eating my burrito, you know. And apparently we were driving by this car. I don't know what he was doing, but he probably shouldn't have been there. And I hucked the rest of the burrito out right onto his windshield, lettuce, everything, sauce. I don't know. You know, that evil eye, it'll make you do funny things. So that's the story of the eye. And we heard a Becoming local band. Good group of guys, man. Sat there and went to a local show with them last week or the week before. Oh, that night that I walked 10 miles home. I was hanging out with them earlier. And, well, there's that. I'm supposed to say that, I guess. I'm dropping names. But, yeah, they did their song called Fading Away. That's off a 3-song CD that I've got here that they gave me. But apparently they've got a full-length CD out. That's pretty good. Violence. Aaron wanted to hear some violence, and there was soil work doing Spirits of the Future Son, off the Chain Heart Machine. If you're trying to keep track and figure out which song is which, don't bother. I'm all lost and everything out of control. We heard Deceased, new stuff from them, doing The Hanging Soldier off the Supernatural Addiction CD.
Get ready for the launch.
At This Is It. It's the new experience at Macy's Valley Fair. Every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m., join 90.5 KSJS Morning Funk's Michelangelo and DJ E. They'll be spinning your favorite house music while you shop at the new This Is It. Plus, we'll be giving away prizes and a chance for you to win a Macy's gift certificate, but you must be present to win. Just show your ID for student specials or fill out an entry form this Thursday. Thursdays in the Mix this Thursday with Michelangelo and DJ E spinning your favorite house and trance. For more information, you can call Macy's Valley Fair at 408-248-3333. Thursdays in the Mix every Thursday from 4 to 6 p.m. at the new This Is It. Brought to you by Macy's Valley Fair and 90.5 KSJS.
Lunch. Meals on Wheels. You've got a driver's license and car insurance, and you're only afflicted with 2 felony convictions. Meals on Wheels. Just driving around and giving food to old people, cramming it down their throat. Hold still. You're going to need this. It's going to hurt me more than it's going to hurt you. Hurt you more than it's going to hurt me. I don't know. Just eat it. Gentiva Health Services reminds you to give the gift of life by giving blood generously. By doing so, you might be saving a child or an accident victim's life. Remember, every donor protects himself and his family, too. Hospitals are always in need of blood, since only about 5% of the people who are in need of blood, since only about 5% of the people who are able to give do so. So donate soon. You'll be glad you did. This important reminder is brought to you by the concerned staff at Gentiva Health Services here in San Jose. On the air because they care about the health of this community. Yeah. Protect yourself and your family. I'm sure they must put you on a list when you give blood. So, like, when it comes down to the time when half the people need blood and half the people don't, and they start sending out militia from the government to, collect blood, all you got to do is splash blood on your door, and they'll know that you've given already, and they'll move to the next house. It doesn't have to be yours. All kinds of homeless people disappearing around that time. But, yeah. What else? I saw a Bobby Six Killer on the TV the other day. You know that guy from, what is it? I don't know, Renegade, Reno Reigns, and Vince Black. Stuff that my dad really likes. That Reno Reigns guy, you look like that Reno Reigns. Yeah, I do. Whatever. I mean, it's bad enough when, yeah. They came out and started calling everybody with long blonde hair Kato Kalin. There's some guy with dark blonde hair, and my dad's calling me Reno Reigns. What the hell, are you crazy? Are you so confused about my genetic orientation that you don't know if I'm Polish or Hispanic or what the hell? But so there's Bobby Six Killer from there, and he's on one of these census commercials you see everywhere, and he's going, you answer it or you get nothing. And it had people carrying around houses and fire trucks and stuff in the background. Once he says, you get nothing. It all disappears, and there's a nice picture of the land back there, mountains, nice landscape, and you think, wow, what a great time, I can just see a few people come running out on horses, just tearing things up, kicking rocks over, killing the people laying under them, because, hey, if they didn't answer their census, then they really don't exist, right? So it's like breaking a social contract. We have any right to do whatever we want. Because it's heaven and hell. Well, I don't know. That was played someplace in there. I just got it in my head. Now, what? Hey, some ringing in my ears, man. Hey, yeah. We just heard Enthroned doing the Ultimate Horde fights. Before that, yeah, well, I guess we heard that Heaven and Hell song by some other band. Who was that? Somebody imitating Dio. Enola Gay. God, man. Bombers dropping stuff on us. That damn ringing in my ears is driving me crazy. Hey, yeah, I suppose that's probably about all we heard. Hey, listen to this. Can you say slant on the radio? Hey, yeah, there it is. It's pretty exciting. We got people in here. Madman's standing there. DJ Precise. I know his Christian name, but we've forsaken those here at KSJS San Jose. Because we're all just, evil. Heaven and hell! I don't know the words before that, so I just do that. Hey, I've got all this stuff written on my dealer's record of sale of a firearm, and I just wrote some notes down, things I think about throughout the week, and I realized last week after I was talking about how I got my gun, bayonet on the end, semi-automatic, shink, shink, telling you, if somebody breaks into my house, they're like, I'm going to steal something and stab somebody. And my roommate's over in his room, and I'm over in mine. We hear somebody breaking in. That guy's going to bust in the door. All he's going to hear is shink, 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 shink. And we're going to be standing at the top of the stairs covering each other. Bap, bap, bap. I guess my roommate's dad's a cop, and he says that the way they work is they take 2 shots and then they check. So between my roommate and I, that means we're standing up at the top of the stairs. You know, we get 4 shots before we even have to stop and check the guy out. Laying there after the 3rd shot going, oh, wait, stop, somebody call 911. You look and go, bah! Yeah. Then he's sitting there and squirming, and you got the bayonet out, yeah, sticking him. That's the last thing you want to hear when somebody's standing over you. You're thinking, oh my God, he's going to kill me. And you hear somebody say to his buddy, get him with the bayonet. Yeah, that's what it's all about. But I was telling you how they said one of the questions when I went to get the gun, while I was waiting on that 10-day waiting period before, when I went and first got it, the thing was, have you ever talked out against the government? And I was like, hey, man, who cares? I mean, they're saying we can't talk out against the government and own a gun? I mean, that's why we're supposed to own a gun, is so we can feel safe in our protests, isn't it? You got all these comfortable politicians out there trying to change a valuable government document so as not to spend sleepless nights hoping they're doing their jobs right. They're trying to alter our rights so they can maintain their comforts. How long do they think they're going to be comfortable after they take our guns? You got the Cubans down there coming in just gearing up. Ooh, they're just a little island, but they're like, screw it, they got no guns, and they're coming in and killing people. And you got the Canadians up there, they're just waiting, man. They're up there sharpening sticks. Bastards. I'm telling you what, nobody even appreciates us anymore. So all I'm saying is go out and buy a gun. Teach your kids how to use them. Thanks, KSJS. Analog Devices would like to remind young people to stay in school and graduate. Without a good education, your chance of developing a professional career is greatly reduced. If you're already out of school, think twice and find out about the many programs available through adult education and other community programs. Education gives you the chance to be somebody, and is one thing you'll never regret. This reminder is brought to you by Analog Devices in Santa Clara. On the air because they care about the future and welfare of our youth. Yeah, you'll never regret it. I'm telling you what, that homeless psychiatrist I saw in Seattle that one day, I'm sure he isn't looking back. So happy he spent all that time in school and everything just so he could be hanging out in the streets in Seattle, rotting, people spitting on him. And he's like, well, I understand their problems because I'm a psychiatrist. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All you got to do is stay off your ass and not out of the streets. And whether you go to school or not, it doesn't make a difference. Nobody cares. Yeah. 90.5 FM KSJS San Jose.
Yeah. Fine American philosophy. Look for more next week. Look for more. Look for more.